Today we're going over the 5 biggest misconceptions of ball pythons. You've probably heard a lot of things about them being boring, they don't eat, they stay small, and honestly, most of that is complete nonsense. Today we are clearing the air on the top 5 myths and misconceptions of ball pythons, one of the best beginner snakes you could possibly get, the ball python. Let's dive right into it. And the first one that I hear all the time, ball pythons are so boring. But they're really not. And like most snakes, they're nocturnal. Ball pythons aren't lazy. Honestly, they're just on their own time zone. Now, you aren't gonna see these guys slithering laps around their enclosure during the day. Now, they do come out during the day and they will explore, especially if their enclosures are rich in enrichment. But if you really wanna see how active these guys are, you should probably end up getting a night vision cam and putting it in the enclosure. And if you handle them enough, they're absolutely not boring and their personalities will shine right through. If you give them an enriched enclosure, something with branches, tunnels, hides, climbs, they'll absolutely show off their personality to you. And the biggest reason why people think that they don't have a personality, because they're not caring for them properly. Misconception number 2, these guys are picky eaters. Now, Snowy is the furthest thing from a picky eater. I have yet to experience any issues with him eating whatsoever. But that's not to say that they don't have issues eating sometimes, but I'll give it to you. Sometimes they can be picky eaters, but that doesn't mean that they're divas. But 9 times out of 10, the reason that they're not eating, the issue is stress, bad temps, poor humidity, or the prey is too cold. When your heat and humidity are dialed in, you're offering properly thawed or live rodents, most ball pythons are solid eaters. Snowy slams his meals like clockwork. And the ones claiming that ball pythons are typically picky eaters are the ones messing up their temps and humidity. You get your temps and your humidity right, there should be no reason to blame the snake for being a picky eater. Misconception number 3, ball pythons stay small. You're probably thinking, ball pythons do stay small. Compared to a boa constrictor, sure, they might be smaller, but that's not to get this twisted. Adult females can hit up to about 5.5 feet long. Instead of length, they're more thick-bodied. You're not getting a giant, long, reticulated spaghetti noodle. You're getting more of a chunky loaf. Now, they don't need this crazy giant enclosure like a boa constrictor would, but they're not pocket-sized pets either, and they do require at least a 4x2x2. Misconception number 4, you have to constantly hold these guys, or they're gonna go wild and just start biting and getting aggressive. This one literally makes me laugh. Ball pythons are naturally docile and they're naturally scared. And what do they do when they're scared? They ball up, hence the ball python name. But by nature, ball pythons are just docile creatures. And they're not aggressive if you miss a few handling sessions. Snowy hasn't been out for a couple of days and he is just loving his time out right now. If your temps and hides are on point and you have built your trust with your snake slowly, they will always stay tame. Handling is extremely important, yes, but it's about the quality, not the frequency. Meaning, I would rather you have 2 25-minute sessions a week versus a session every day for 2 minutes and it goes horrible. Quality over quantity. Misconception number 5. These guys don't need humidity. No. One of the biggest problems I see is pet stores selling these guys, and you look at their hydrometer, and it's at 30%. I seriously wish I could save every ball python for Petco. Humidity is everything to ball pythons as it is any other humid-loving reptile. They need 60 to 70% humidity. If the humidity is too low, they're gonna be dealing with stuck shed, dehydration, and even worse, respiratory issues. So what you need to do is just get yourself a hydrometer, and if you don't know the best types, I have a link in the description. The thing I use is from Govee. It's heat and humidity, and it's live reading and notifications sent to your phone. So if you guys want to get your hands on that, the link is in my description. So please do not sleep on humidity. If you get humidity and temps right, all of your problems will most likely go away. All pythons are literally one of the best pet snakes out there, hands down. But if you're listening to old advice from the Petco store rep, or listening to the fear mongering online, you're really gonna miss how awesome these creatures are. Treat them right, learn their needs, and they'll stay calm, reliable, and most importantly, extremely rewarding. When you see your snake thriving, that is the best feeling in the world. Drop a comment down below if you ever believed one of these myths, and if I helped debunk that myth for you. Even if you have a ball python, drop it down below. Let me know its morph. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video because we have a lot more reptile and snake content on the way.